Let's get into some news you should know. The death toll continues to climb after two powerful earthquakes, magnitude 7.2 and 7.5, rocked Venezuela. AP reports at least 188 people are dead and 200 are still trapped. More than 100 buildings have collapsed, with rescue teams now racing through rubble in what's being called one of the strongest quakes to hit the country in over a century.
Next, it's closing time for Florida's Alligator Alcatraz, shutting its doors after completing its mission and relocating all detainees.
It served its purpose for the time. Now that they have resources, it is the federal government's responsibility to be able to process these folks, right? This was temporary, this was an emergency measure, and we thought that it would be 6 to 12 months, and that's what ended up happening.
And finally, the Trump administration officially asking Congress in its supplemental funding request to codify the permanent year-round sale of E15 ethanol blend in a bid to get nationwide gas prices down. Earlier this year, the administration began allowing this blend to be sold year-round, which is typically restricted in the summer months because of the heat and the smog. This request aims to make that permanent.
And the president is not stopping there. He is also asking Congress to approve $11.1 billion in additional relief for America's farmers.
The package includes $10 billion for growers of crops like corn, soybeans, and rice, plus another $1.1 billion for Florida farmers hit hard by winter storms over the past year. Joining us now is House Agriculture Committee member, Wisconsin Congressman Derrick Van Orden. Congressman, great to see you tonight. We've talked about farmers a lot in this program, the challenges they've faced recently, diesel, fertilizer prices. They're paying more for machinery, not getting the prices for the crops that they want. I get that. $11 billion to help them out. That's, I think, the second time they've gotten money from the federal government. We're running deficits well over $1 trillion. I get wanting to spend the money. Do we have the money to spend on these things?
Well, before we get into that, let me back up because you made an inaccurate statement about E15 year-round. So the studies that were used by the EPA were from the 1980s, saying that when the heat increased, if you used E15, it increased smog. That's not accurate. With the changes in refinery and the burning with the engines, that simply is not true. So having E15 as a choice around the country is critical not only to our corn farmers, but also to our national security because it is a viable, renewable source of energy. And I'm incredibly proud that we got this through the House floor. This is just massive for our farmers. The fact that President Trump would take the time to go through this supplemental and make sure that our row croppers in particular and specialty croppers, those are potatoes too and cranberries. Wisconsin produces more cranberries than any place in the entire planet. I don't know if you knew that or not, but go get some craisins right now. So making sure that our specialty crops and our row croppers are taken care of because food security is national security, and President Trump is showing that he understands that intuitively.
How much is enough? It's been $23 billion so far this year in bailout money to the farmers. Some of it was related to trade issues, kind of the fight with China, if you will. But you just mentioned the E15 issue. That's a handout to corn farmers. So why do corn farmers then need checks in the mail?
Well, it's not a handout to corn farmers at all. And when you're talking about $23 billion, how much would it cost if America became dependent on other nations for sustenance? Any country that is incapable of feeding itself is by definition dependent on another country. So right now we are in a slump. That is true. So we need to make sure that these farms stay viable. It is economically nearly impossible to start a new row cropping farm, and it's sure as heck hard to start a new dairy. That's why President Trump signed Whole Milk for Healthy Kids into law. That reopened every domestic market in public schools for dairy products. So President Trump understands and knows and loves our farmers, and he's not just talking about it, he's acting on it. And again, if we are incapable of feeding ourselves as a people, we will become dependent on another nation. Let's also talk about this. During the 4 years of the Biden administration, there were 0 new trade deals for agriculture. Under the Trump administration, with Brooke Rollins in place, there's been 19 new foreign trade deals in the last 16 months for agriculture. That's how the agriculture industry is going to be revitalized. We have to shore up our agriculture industry so it stays in business, because these other countries are doing protectionist trade practices that are trying to put our folks out of business.
I do think trade deals are a great way to help U.S. farmers. I wonder about the tariffs they're facing. I know they're paying a lot for their equipment and machinery. The administration cut the tariff. I think it was at 25%, cut it down to 15, said we could get it down to 10 if there's more American-made components. I wonder at this moment right now, if we're talking about spending taxpayer money on farmers, should we bring that tariff down even more and give them more relief on the equipment that they're paying so much for right now?
The tariffs that have been put in place are the leverage that President Trump has to bring these nations who have been conducting themselves in a matter that's not commensurate with fair trade. That's the leverage that he has to bring them back to the table, and it has been working. So again, we're going to make sure that our farmers that are pre-existing stay existing, and we're going to have to shore them up a little bit now until these nations get in line with the policies that have been set by the trade administration, or excuse me, by the Trump administration, and by the trade agreements that they've already agreed to.
Congressman Derrick Van Orden, my issue, the daughter of small business owners, is where is their bailout? I mean, my mother's dead, but that's what happens is when you open the door to writing checks to people every time times get tough, then where's the bailout for the businesses that went under during the tariff fight last year? Thank you. We'll have you back. Congressman Derrick Van Orden.
And I didn't know about the cranberries, sir. I'm going to reassess as a Minnesotan, I'm going to reassess my view of Wisconsin. I did not know that.
How do you not know about the bogs?
Right,
the bogs.
And mink pelts, bovine genetics, and hard cheese.
I knew that.
Wisconsin.
The cheese thing I got. Congressman, great to see you.
My parents used to sell Wisconsin wheels of cheddar.
Awesome. Hey, we
Thanks,
punch
sir.
over our weight in Wisconsin.